सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। शुकासारिखे पूर्णवैराग्यजाचे वसिष्ठा परिज्ञानयोगेश्वराचे कवी वाल्मिका सारिखा मान्य ऐसा नमस्कार माझा तया रामदासा गणाधीश जो ईश सर्वा गुणांचा मुळारंभ आरंभ तो निर्गुणाचा नमो शारदा मूळचत्वार वाचा गमू पंथ आनंत या राघवाचा। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ। We were seeing in the last session, Samarth Ramdas Swami explains very beautifully that we are blessed to have Bhagavan and the great saints, bhaktas, in our life, because they are like wish-fulfilling tree, kalpa vriksha, or they are like that wish-yielding cow, kamadhenu, or they are like that gem which fulfills all your desires, chintamani. But staying in the proximity with such wish-fulfilling people, if still we are going to cry, then sorrow is what we will get throughout our life. Because when we are near such people who can fulfill all our wishes, we have to be extremely careful. By mistake also we say something, it will happen, so be it, tathastu will happen. So, standing under such a tree, kalpa vriksha, and then crying, then you will get sorrow only throughout your life. And another big mistake that you can do is to argue with noble people, because that will guarantee sorrow for your life. Arguing with noble people, it will make sure that your mind loses all concentration. It will make sure that you will get all kinds of negativities like anger, etc. It will make sure that you don't get any kind of joy, and it will make sure that all your determination, whatever you had decided, will fail. So in a sarcasm, Samarth Ramdas Swami is telling, do not argue with such noble people, such great saints. Do not do that. And don't cry also, because crying, though being in proximity with such great people, means that is what you are asking. Isn't it? If you are say for example, okay, suppose you are working for Prime Minister of a nation. Okay. Now when you are working for Prime Minister of a nation, whatever you want, wherever you want to go, things will be arranged for you. Even after that, if you cry, it means that is what you are capable of. So though the person is able to give everything, you are not taking. Or probably you are taking the wrong things only. Therefore, what Samarth Ramdas Swami says here, please be careful and do not cry, do not grieve, do not be angry when you are, you have got such a great company with you. Be careful. Next point he said was, you have Kamadhenu in your home and then you go on begging for buttermilk in other people's home. He says that is another kind of stupidity. So in the last session we were seeing that ideal situation is you don't ask anything from God. That's the ideal situation. Why? He knows what you want, what you need. He will give. Why should you ask? But if you need to ask, do not ask from anybody else. Ask directly from God. You have God directly available for you and you go on. I told you, you are working for Prime Minister of a nation and then you go on contacting some local MLAs, MP, etc. And the Prime Minister is there, direct access. In Bhagavad Gita also chapter 7 and 9 you will see Bhagavan Shri Krishna explains this concept by taking Devatas as example. That there are Devatas who can fulfill some of your wishes. And therefore what happens is many people go and worship those Devatas, thinking that if I worship them they will fulfill wishes. But they don't understand that they can get much more from me if they come directly to me. And I just don't give what they want, I give what they need. So go to Bhagavan directly if you have anything to ask. If you have nothing to ask, very good. Nothing like it. But if you have anything to ask, go to God alone. Don't go anywhere else. Hari bodha sandoni vevadalage. What do we do? He's creating a picture, word picture, that you have Kamadhenu in your home and you are begging for buttermilk outside. You have great company of noble people with whom you can have nice conversation about God, about bhaktas, about scriptures, etc. And what do? You keep arguing about worldly matters with them. Or for that matter, spiritual matters also. Why should you argue at all? That is like asking for some pieces of glass from Chintamani. Chintamani is that gem who can give you anything. And what are you asking? Some glass, some pieces. Taya magata deta he udande. If you ask from it, it can give you liberation also. And what are you asking? Pumpkin. You are asking for pumpkin from a king. Please be careful. Then he said, anything you do in excess will have lots and lots of repercussions, especially the negativities. Ati mudhatya dridha buddhi asena. A person who is extremely foolish cannot have strong determination. Ati kamatya ramachitti vasena. If you have too much of kamana, desires, then Shrirama will not stay in your heart. Ati lobhatya kshobha hoila jana. If you have too much of greed, kshobha, then it will give rise to so much of agitation, anger. Ati vishayi sarvada dainyavana. And if you are going to, going to be attracted towards the world of objects, vishayas, then dainyavana, then your state will be a very dina state. Pitiable state you will be in. Nako dainyavani jine bhakti une. Don't live like this in that pitiable state which is devoid of any devotion. Do not stay like this. Ati murkhatya sarvada dukkha dune. If a person is so foolish, then whatever sorrow he will get will be doubled because of foolishness. Dhari re mana adare priti rami. With lot of respect, oh my mind, please have that love for Bhagavan. Nako vasana he madhami virami. Do not wish for, golden palace and, such things. Why? One day everything will get over. Earlier also Samarth Ramdas Swami has said about Ravana. Mana sangapa Ravana kaya jhale. Akasmat te rajya sarve budale. He has said, see, you have example of Ravana. He was staying not in golden palace. He was staying in a golden city. What happened to Ravana? Within a moment, everything just got destroyed. Everything did not get destroyed. He got destroyed. Don't ask for this and that which will last for some time. Ask for that devotion. That is what focus we should have. Love is elixir of life. Without that, what life is? Life is not a life without love. And rather than having love for some people of the world or one person of the world or some things, it's better to have love for God. See, nowadays, not nowadays, actually 20, 30 years back also it was the same situation in some parts of world, that people start to love animals more than human beings. I don't have any problem with people loving animals. There is no problem. But when you start loving animals more than human beings, it shows your inability to love human beings. It does not show your ability to love animals. The fact of the matter is that poor thing, animal, can't reply. And that's why you show all the love, because you have whatever kinds of emotions that dog or cat or whatever is there doesn't know what to reply. And then they will say, they will keep names for that. That's okay, everybody has names. But then they will start, names giving etc. was always there. In India also, in dogs always used to get name. But nowadays a new fad is that they give surname, their surname to the dog and cat. Do you know this or not? You don't know? What? Where are you living? See around what is happening. And they consider those dogs and cats as their children and the younger brothers and sisters of their own actual human children. I don't have a problem with all this. Please understand. What I am trying to say is, if you can't live with humans and therefore you start living with animals, that is not a great thing. It shows your inability to stay with your own kind. I remember one Gurudev's video. I didn't understand. He was explaining all these things in US. I didn't understand because in India it had not come. Now when it has come, now I am understanding what Gurudev was talking at that time. He used to say people nowadays have started, in his time, 30, 40 years back, he is telling that people have started collecting stones and they call those stones as their soulmates. And they start living like this. Stones. Next to the bed, they keep all these stones. And when you get up, you talk to the stones. It must have happened. No, wait for some 5-10 years. It will come to India also. It takes some time to travel all these things to come. But see, there is nothing wrong in loving animals, loving trees. It is all part of our being. Human beings are supposed to do that. But when you, replace human beings with all these things, that only shows your inability to love humans. Please think about it. Right? I am again telling there is nothing wrong with loving animals. But again, to what extent? We saw in the last session, if I love a few people, I will be sad. If I love one person, I will be miserable. One person, one being, one object, anything. But if I love all, then I will be happy. Irrespective of their caste, creed, nationality, religion, gender, irrespective of all that. And here love is love, not attachment. There is a difference. When you have love for somebody plus you have expectation from that person, then it becomes attachment. Gurudev used to give very beautiful formula. Attachment is equal to love plus expectation. This we are talking is love without any expectation. Why are you loving? For no reason. We were seeing no nishkamata, having no desire or no expectation is the crux of love. Why? Not because of something, but in spite of everything. That is love. Love is not because of, love is in spite of. Without such kind of love, what use is this life? And if at all you are having love, the best thing to do is have love for that Lord. Why? Because He is all. In your devotion unto Him, you have love towards all beings, not just humans, but animals, trees, objects also. You love everyone. I love my mobile. Why? Because it is created by God. It is given to me by God. Not because it is giving me joy. I love people. Why? Because they are also God's children. See, it changes your entire perspective. I don't love a person because that person is good looking or because there is some blood relation or because that person is useful to me. Not because of that. If at all there has to be because, then the because is only through God. Through God. That is what we must seek. Now one last verse in this series and he concludes this topic. Let us see verse number 66. नभे सार संसार हा घोर आहे मना सज्जना सत्य शोधू निपाहे जनी विष खाता पुढे सुख कैचे करी रे मना ध्यान या राघवाचे जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. नवे सार संसार. The word may be samsara, but actually this samsara is asara. Nave sara. There is no essence in it. Samsara ha ghora hai. It is very terrible. If you run behind the world of objects, nothing you are going to get it, and it is going to pull you into greater and greater problems. One beautiful example that Mahatmas give for samsara is like banana stem. Banana stem. Banana stem, what is speciality of banana stem is, if you keep on peeling that stem off, inside nothing remains. Generally, when there is covering, it is covering something interesting inside, isn't it? So you remove all the other things, you get something. Like for example, jackfruit. You remove all the outside coverings, then inside there is some fruit is there. He says samsara is like the stem of banana. You keep on peeling, nothing you will get at the end. Plus, it will take you deeper and deeper into the darkness. Nave sara samsara ha gora. Mana sajjana satya shodhuni pahe. Now what mind you should do, oh my wise mind, sajjana mana. What? You should search for the truth, for the reality. The world of samsara, the world samsara is unreal. Search for that reality. That reality is the essence of samsara. Jaga asar mein sar rasna hari hari bol. Jaga asar, the entire world is asar. The only sar in that is Bhagavan Hari. So rasana, oh my tongue, please chant that name. No, but Vedji, see, it is okay. See, this class is okay. I understand when this Sunday class is there. I come prepared for the class knowing that whatever is going to be taught here is going to be in an ideal world. But practically, you see, you may say samsara has no sara, etc. But you see, there are so many nice, fascinating things, and people are so good, and world is so good, and food, veggie food. How can you say it is asar? You know, so many nice kinds of dishes are there. See, now your mind, state of mind is good, therefore you think that everything in the world is good. Wait for some time. When the mind goes in that bad patch, when mind goes in sorrow, then what? Then you understand, nothing is there. What is the purpose of all these things? When I am alone, when I have problem, there is nobody. I am alone only in the world. What food? I don't want food. You don't eat. Even though tasty food is there, you don't want that. You don't want to go to any place. You don't want to meet any people. Arey, what happened? But you were just telling that the food is the best here, and so are the things around, and so are the people around. What happened to that? Now I am not in mood. You see, so the mind, this samsara is actually created by mind. Please tell me, how can anything created by mind be good? It only appears to be good for some time. Wait for that mind. The same mind will tell you that this is useless. People whom you thought that they are your best friends, besties, friends forever, friends for life, where are they now? Do you have any contact? Do you? No, Swamiji, I decided what? I don't even want to see that person's face. Just now, last week you were telling that they are your best friends forever, and forever, you know what is the meaning of forever? That it is going to remain forever. No, nothing like that. That forever does not remain even 1 week. 1 day also probably. Nowadays, very dangerous things are happening. So, what are you talking? Actually speaking, Bhagavan Shri Krishna explains this in 10th chapter, last verse. He says, Yadyat vibhuti mat sattvam Shri madurjita mevava tattadeva avagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. He says, whatever you see in the world which gives you joy, please understand that it is born from my amsha. This vision should be there. Whatever beautiful is there in this world, whether it is food or whether it is some mountain or tree or, beings also for that matter, whatever is beautiful is coming from God. There is one very famous story of Shivaji Maharaj. That when Shivaji Maharaj attacked Surat, Surat was there, Mughals had captured all the gold and everything from us, and they had kept it in Surat. So he attacked it and brought all our wealth back to us. And when he did that not Surat, Kalyan, not Surat. Surat was also a place where he attacked and he got the wealth, but this story is for Kalyan. Dombivli Kalyan, that same one. So he attacked there and he defeated all the Mughals and he brought the wealth back. And in the entire process, it so happened that this Kalyan was under which Subedar, his daughter-in-law was left behind. She could not go with the entire family which ran away. So this daughter-in-law was captured and she was brought in Shivaji Maharaj's palace, in his sabha. And at that time, the situation was such that kings used to marry many, ladies. Many wives used to be there. And especially they used to consider it as their, great victory if they marry somebody from the defeater's family. One who has got defeated from their family, if they marry, they are like, see, we are so great. So now everybody was, curious as to what Shivaji Maharaj is going to do with this lady. And it is said that she was the most beautiful lady at that time's India. So Miss India of that time. Okay. And she was brought in Shivaji Maharaj's, sabha. And the first thing that Shivaji Maharaj said shook the entire sabha. Because first time when he looked at that lady, he said that Bhavani Mata has made you so beautiful. You imagine his mind from a beautiful lady went to Devi, goddess. And he said, I wish my mother was this beautiful, I would have also become that beautiful. So in one sentence, he kept this lady at the level of Devi and his mother. He did not marry her or anything. He gave sari, etc. When a lady comes to your house, you are supposed to, married lady, so you are supposed to give gifts, etc. He gave sari, etc. and sent her back. It is not that Shivaji Maharaj is still remembered just like that. It is because of such qualities. Look at that. So, see, power is there. That is when you have to see what kind of character you have. We don't have any power only over anybody. So we will never understand. You see, he had power, but that's the attitude. That is the attitude of a person. That looking at anything beautiful, the attention goes from that beautiful thing to the Lord who made that beautiful thing. Swami Taponji Maharaj's biography, Ishwara Darshana, is there. If you read that, you will see that when he used to travel in Himalayas, he will suddenly look at clouds and keep on looking at clouds. Nothing, normal clouds. When we look, we don't understand what is he looking at. But he is saying that what kind of God he must be that he created such beautiful clouds. He will look at trees and he will continue to look at trees only. For us, we will not understand what is that. Trees are there. Okay, very good. Butterfly. But you see what beauty. You go and see what kind of flowers exist in the world. Colors, textures. There are so many flowers which are so soft. Like velvet, what we have now. See, our examples are also so bad because we don't have better examples. Fragrance. In all kinds of things, this world is so beautiful, not because of the world, but because of God. Samsara is asara. The only thing that is sara is God. A human being also looks very beautiful only as long as there is life in it. Whatever great beauty it might be, there is no life in it then. So the beauty comes from that life alone, that consciousness alone. Think. So what we should do, we should give up focusing on these samsaric things which do not have any essence in them, but the essential thing in samsara is God. Jani visha khata pude sukha kaise. Samarth Ramdas Swami says this samsara is like poison. You expect that you will eat poison and then you will be happy? No. What is the nectar? The nectar is God. Kari re mana dhyana ya raghava se. So, oh my mind, please remember this Lord who is like that nectar. That is going to give you real joy. The world will, see, suppose the poison is sweet. Poison is sweet, still it is poison only, no? Pleasures of the world are like that sweet poison. They are very tasty, very sweet, but are poisonous. Therefore, focus on the Lord. Now, keeping this as the essence, now there are next 10-11 verses where there is the same refrain, Prabhate mani Rama chintita java. This is the same line which had come earlier. Prabhate mani Rama chintita java, pudhe vaikhari Rama adhi vadava, sadacharaha thora sandu nayeto, janito chito manavi dhanya hoto. I think right at the beginning, third verse, etc. Now this Prabhate mani Rama chintita java is refrain for next 10-11 verses. What is that? What is the meaning? Prabhate, early in the morning, mani, in your mind, Rama chintita java, you should remember Bhagavan Shrirama. Why? Why should I remember? He says, What in the world is as beautiful as Bhagavan? There is nothing. He is the most beautiful. That's what he says, verse number 67. Ghanashyamaha Rama Lavanya Rupi Mahadhira Gambhira Purna Pratapi Kari Sankati Sevakansa Kudava Prabhate Mani Ramachinti Tajava. Jai Jai Raghuvir Samartha. What? Ghanashyamaha Rama Lavanya Rupi. He says how Bhagavan Shri Rama is Ghanashyama. His complexion is how Ghanashyama is like that dark cloud. I tell you, the entire world thinks that India is a racist country. I will tell you, we are far from racism. Our gods were also dark. What this black, white, etc., brown, blue, yellow, all these kind of things were not there in India. We worship Sri Krishna, Sri Rama, Vishnu Bhagavan, all of them are dark. And that doesn't mean we only worship them. We worship Lord Shiva, who is white. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram. This complexion is not the deciding factor. All fair people are very good looking, all the dark people are not good looking. Nothing like that. Ghanashyamaha Rama Lavanya Rupi. What a beautiful thing. He says it is like beauty has taken a form. Lavanya is that beauty. Lavanya Rupi, embodiment of beauty. Bhagavan Shri Rama is. What? Neelambuja Shyamala Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vama Bhagam Pano Maha Sayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvam Shanatham. How is he? Neela Ambuja Shyama Komalangam, such soft body is there which is of the complexion of dark cloud, water bearing cloud. Ghanashyamaha Rama Lavanya Rupi. But don't go by just the outside texture. You will think that he is very komala, etc. He looks very soft and sweet and cute, etc. Mahadhira. He is extremely courageous. Gambhira. He is a deep, serious personality. Purna Pratapi. And extremely, greatly valorous. Sometimes, people don't read the original text. Therefore, they keep on making all such nonsense saying that Ravana was stronger than Sri Rama. But somehow in the last battle, Sri Rama won. You read Valmiki Ramayana and then you will understand what Sri Rama was. In Valmiki Ramayana, 2 episodes are there. 3 episodes. Many episodes are there, but few I am going to tell. One episode is after that Shurpanakha's nose etc. was cut by Lakshmana. Shurpanakha went and called her brothers Khara, Dushana and Trishiras. And with them, 14,000 Rakshasas attacked Bhagavan. And it is mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana that Bhagavan told Lakshmana to protect Sita ji in a cave. Just keep her in the cave, you remain outside the cave protecting. Let me finish all these demons and come. And Bhagavan went alone and within 1 hour, 1.5 muhurtas. 1 muhurta is 48 minutes. So 48 plus 24. That is what? 60 to 64. 48 plus 24. In those many 70 minutes etc. in 1 hour, he destroyed 14,000 Rakshasas. 14,000 alone. And these were all Mayavi Rakshasas. They were taking different forms, etc. He destroyed all of them. When Sugriva's friendship, that whole episode happens that Hanumanji takes Bhagavan Shri Rama and Lakshmana to Sugriva. And then he says that this is the best thing that can happen. You both should have friendship. Shri Rama will help you to defeat Vali and you should help Shri Rama to find Sita ji. Sugriva says, he is a boy. They both are just boys. I can't even imagine they defeating Bali. So Bhagavan asks, what should I do to make you believe that I can defeat Bali? So he says that there is a carcass, some bones of a what do you say, demon which was killed by Bali was there lying down. And he said, can you move this? With the finger he moves, a toe. With the toe, Sri Rama throws this entire carcass near the ocean. They are in Kishkinda. Ocean is so far, he throws them. Then Sugriva says that, you see, there are these tala vrikshas are there, huge trees are there in the forest. And Vali has so much power that he can cut these 7 vrikshas one after the other. Do you have that much power? Bhagavan says, let me show you. And he takes his bow, arrow, and he shoots an arrow which cuts 7 tala vrikshas, and the arrow comes back. The arrow comes back to him. And he is like, then Sugriva says, now I believe. Now I believe that it is possible. And what Ravana's power you are talking? In Ramayana, there is one episode, the final battle, that Ravana is not fighting nicely. So Sri Rama says, Ravana, wait. You are not fighting well because you are tired. You please go back, take rest. Tomorrow you come, we will fight tomorrow. And Ravana goes. That's why I am saying you read the original text, then you will understand. Ravana actually goes, takes rest full night, next day morning comes, and next day Bhagavan defeats him and kills him. What are you talking? Don't go by looks. He may look very, very, very soft, etc. Mahadhira Gambhira Purna Pratapi. Kari Sankati Sevakancha Kodava. In any kind of Sankata, in any kind of calamity, he is the one who protects his servants, his disciples, his devotees. Prabhate Mani Ramachintita Java. Early in the morning, we must remember him. If we are in distress, we should remember him because he is the one who will remove all that. See how it works, you see. If I am a shy kind of person, if I am a person who is always afraid, I must remember God because he is going to protect me. And if I am opposite kind, very strong personality and I don't care, then you should worship Sri Rama because he is the ideal. He is exactly the person whom you should worship. You must have seen that famous photo. I love that photo of Sri Rama, where Sri Rama is in the Tapasa Vesha and he is entering into that ocean. You must have seen. Very popular picture it is. And as he is entering, his mala is going behind and his cloth is going behind and he is attacking that ocean. The only 2 times when Sri Rama got angry, and that picture, shows actually what kind of valorous person he was. See, sometimes what happens, these people from history, we see only one side of them through pictures. We don't understand the other side. You see, for example, Shankaracharya ji you take. They will always show Shankaracharya ji as, quietly sitting, etc. and chubby cheeks, etc. You imagine that person in 32 years, out of that 16 years you live, 16 years he went across India 3 times, walking. You imagine. Do you think that he will be a person who will be sitting in meditation? He will be walking. He will be inspiring everybody. After thousands of years, he is still inspiring people. At that time, what he must have done? I remember some conversation that happened in Adi Shankar Nilayam, and therefore we have that picture of Shankaracharya walking. Why? Because everybody used to put him, nicely sitting. He must have sat. I am not saying no. But I am saying because of only such kind of pictures, we think that this is how he must have been. He has done so much of work. There would not be probably a time when he would have just sat. He would have been always teaching, always going to this place, that place, etc. Sometimes because of history characters which we only see through pictures, we imagine in a particular way. Sri Rama may look, he is very soft, he is very beautiful, but do not underestimate. He Mahadhira Gambhira Purna Pratap. He continues the same point, verse 68. Bale agala Rama kodandadhari महाकाळ विक्राळ तोही थरारी पुढे मानवा किंकरा कोण केवा प्रभाते मनी राम चिंतित जावा जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. बळे आगळा, he is agala, he is a different kind of person who has got bala means bala means strength, valor. He is uniquely valorous. That's why they say Sri Rama and Ravana's Yuddha was so massive and unimaginably brilliant that they don't get any comparison. And that's why in Ramayana also it is said, Rama Ravanayor Yuddham, Rama Ravanayor Iva. The only comparison that you can do with Rama Ravana Yuddha is like Rama Ravana Yuddha. There is no other battle which is equivalent to that. Ravana was powerful, nobody is saying no, but Sri Rama was much more powerful. And he was at a disadvantage, mind you. Even, after that Aditya Hridayam, etc., Ratha came. Otherwise, he was on foot, without chappal, without any kadaus, etc. He was just there, on the ground, without any maya, etc. And mind you, he has lived like a human being. He can't suddenly show his all powers like Sri Krishna. He is not that kind of avatar. So he lived like human being and defeated Ravana, remaining human being. That is a massive achievement. And he went to Lanka and defeated. See, home advantage is always there to the host nation, isn't it? He went to Lanka and defeated Ravana. That's why I say sometimes, these two charitras we should, not sometimes, all the time we should think about these charitras only, Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. See, Sri Krishna is a very tactical fellow. His avatar only is like that. So he doesn't do anything straight. So what he used to do, he used to get all the demons to his ground and then he used to kill. You must have seen. All the demons that he has killed in the childhood, all came to kill Krishna, isn't it? And then he defeated all of that. And nobody he defeated straight. Some kind of thing he will do, some kind of, teddy ungli he will do, and something he will do. Why? Because he is God. He is showing all his powers. Sri Rama also is God, but he is not showing all his powers. He is remaining as a, ideal human being, etc. And remaining in that bracket, he is killing and he is, defeating people. And that's a massive achievement. We always like movies where the underdog performs and wins. Actually, the biggest story is Sri Rama's. He was an underdog. Ravana had defeated even Devatas. Other Rakshasas, of course, Devatas. For him, human being is nothing. Actually, he did not even consider human beings can do any harm to him, and that's why in his Vardhana, when Brahmaji blessed him, he did not even ask for that. He only said no other Rakshasa, Asura, Devata, Danava should be able to kill me. Because he said, what human being is going to do? One who doesn't have any army with him. Sri Rama did not have any army with him. Ravana was in his own Lanka with all the army, not only of him, of all the army which is gathered from everywhere and who are staying in Lanka. Bhagavan Sri Rama and Lakshmana, that's it. He created army of Vanaras, and that also monkeys. But you see, when they are they are under Sri Rama. What kind of valorous things these also monkeys did. So actual underdog story is of Sri Rama. We should take it in that context. See, all the time, they keep saying, oh, Sri Rama cheated, etc. What cheating? Go and read the original text, you will understand. It was the Ravana who kept on cheating. Suddenly what he will do is, by his Maya, one time he just showed that Sita ji is killed. And he brought that head of Sita ji in the war. Sometimes he took Sita ji there in that Pushpaka Vimana and showed that Sri Rama and Lakshmana are killed. Actually, they were only unconscious. He did all kinds of cheating possible. But even after that, Sri Rama defeated Ravana. Bade agala Rama Kodandadhari. How is Sri Rama? Kodandadhari. Always having Kodanda in his hand. Kodanda is that bow. Mahakala Vikrala Tohi Tharari. Looking at Bhagavan with, you must have seen all pictures of Sri Rama, bow is always in hand. Always ready to help. Looking at him, Mahakala Vikrala. This Mahakala is Yamaraj, death. He also starts to tremble. Vikrala, he is very terrible, but Tohi Tharari, he starts to tremble. Pudhe Manava Kinkara Konakeva. What to talk about human beings? You have some enemies here, there, etc. and you think they are very powerful. Are they more powerful than Bhagavan? What are you talking? How can they even stand a chance in front of Bhagavan? Therefore, Prabhate Mani Ramachintita Java. Therefore, in the morning we must remember Shri Rama. In the morning we must remember doesn't mean that in the rest of the day we should not remember. The point is, start your day by remembering Bhagavan so that your entire day you will remember Bhagavan. That's the point. Right? Next verse number 69. Sukhanandakari nivari bhayate jani bhakti bhave bhajave tayate viveke tyajava anachara heva prabhate mani ramachinti tajava. Jai Jai Raghuvira Samartha. Sukhanandakari. Bhagavan Sri Rama creates Sukha and Ananda, joy and bliss. Nivari Bhayate, and he removes all kinds of fear. Jani, in the world, Bhakti Bhave Bhajave Tayate. We must worship such kind of Lord with all devotion, Bhakti Bhave, with all kinds of feelings of love, devotion. Must worship this Lord who gives us all the joy, the highest bliss also, and who removes all the fear. Viveke Tyajava Anachara Heva Prabhate Mani Ramachintita. Viveke, with Viveka, with discrimination, Tyajava, we should give up what? Anachara Heva. Heva means fascination. Anachara means wrong actions. Sadachara, Anachara. Anachara, Durachara. Anachara means Durachara. So what Samarth Ramdas Swami is telling is, we must give up our fascination for wrong actions. And it is so true that we are always fascinated by wrong things. We always want to do some wrong things, which everybody is telling us not to do. That is what we want to do. From childhood, that is how we are. They tell us don't do this. No, we want to try and do that. That is how many people do crimes because of such things. Smoking, drinking. Why? Because fascination is there. What happens? That you are not asking question 4:30 in the morning. If early morning I get up and go to temple, what will happen? Let me try that also. That you won't try. And nobody is stopping you from doing that. No, you won't try that. What you will try? I want to hide from everybody and then smoke once. For what? Viveke Tyajava Anachara Heva. We must give up this fascination for doing wrong things with Viveka, with discrimination. Prabhate mani ramachintita java. How it will happen? If I remember Bhagavan, then I will not be pulled towards all these anachara, durachara, etc. Right? That is what we must do. Continues. Verse number 70. Sada ramaname vada purna kame kada badhijena pada nitya neme madalasya sarva sodo nidyava prabhate mani ramachinti tajava jai jai raghuvira samartha. Two places here sandhi is coming. Generally in Marathi we don't have sandhi. But here you will see badhijena pada. It is actually badhijena apada. Akasavarne dirgha. Sanskrit sandhi is used here. And madalasya also. Mada plus alasya, madalasya. Generally in Marathi, like in Hindi also, no, we don't do sandhi. We don't join words like this. Okay. But this is old Marathi. So there might be some, sandhi there because from Sanskrit only the language has come. So what is he saying now? Sada ramaname vada purna kame. Purna kame with all your feeling, devotion, desire. What you should do? Sada, always. Ramaname vada. Speak, chant the name of the Lord. Kada badhijena apada nitya neme. Then what will happen? Kada, at any point of time, badhijena will not trouble you. What? Apada. Apada is calamity. Nitya neme. By doing this regular discipline, you will never, be affected by calamities. In the last session also we were saying, no? दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे न कोई. जो सुख में सुमिरन करे उसे दुख काहे को होए. That second line is the meaning here. If you keep remembering God as nitya niyama means nitya niyama. Every day it happens like this. Then what will happen? No calamity can even touch you. Madalasya sarva sodo nidyava. We must give up mada, pride, and alasya, laziness. Prabhate mani ramachintita java. And we must remember God in the morning. Now what is this madalasya, where it is coming from? Actually, these are the two main obstacles in chanting the name of the Lord. Either mada or alasya. Mada means what? Pride. Why should I chant the name of the Lord? I have everything. See, that mada is there, then you will never chant name of the Lord. So one big obstacle, many people they actually think that I have everything in the world. Why do I need God? Are you idiot? It is the God because of whom you have everything in the world. What you think you have. Isn't it? But as long as there is mada, we will never chant the name of the Lord. Acha, second thing, if mada is not there, then second obstacle, alasya, laziness. Vedji, is it compulsory that we must chant the name in the morning? Why? Mornings are very busy. Really? Mornings are busy? Yeah. What do you do in the morning? I sleep in the morning. Very busy time. I have so many things to do now. Most important thing is sleep. Can I do it in the evening? Yeah. Do you ask this question for breathing? That I want to sleep. Can I breathe in the evening? No. There is no time. Can I? Phones. Why should I go to breathing? Phones. Do we say this? That morning I am very busy, I will not look at my phone. Evening I will look. No. Morning, the moment we get up, first thing is Vatsyapadevaya Namaha. What all things, who all have remembered us, as though we are some great celebrity and people always remember us only. None of the messages are actually for us. Most of the messages are good morning and some kind of WhatsApp philosophy. That has nothing to do with real life philosophy, but WhatsApp, nice words will be there, and such things are there, and then you read all of them, and then what happened here and what happened there, and nothing. For that we have time, but we don't have time for God. Why? Alasya. Because of our own laziness. So what happens is, in taking God's name, in chanting God's name, two of the greatest obstacles are this mada and alasya. And that's why Samarth Ramdas Swami says here, mada alasyaha sarvasodo nidyava prabhate mani rama chintitadava. See, that's why I say that these are not just some kinds of verses. There is so much of depth in it. He could have used any other word, but he is purposely using those two negativities, mada and alasya. Why? Because those are the two negativities which will stop me from chanting God's name. In the coming verses, he will explain that nothing other than these two can actually stop you from chanting God's name. Why? He will explain. That is not required, this is not required, it is so simple, etc., etc. The only thing that stops me from chanting God's name is my own mind. Either it is very proud mind or it is a lazy mind. And if you go little deeper, mada is indicative of rajas and alasya is indicative of tamas. It is this rajoguna and tamoguna which stops me from doing sattvic activities, from chanting God's name. It is these qualities, these negativities in me that will stop me. Therefore, he says, please give up this mada and alasya and chant the God's name. With all your heart you chant God's name. Then no problem will come to you ever in your life. You will never be thinking about this problem, that problem. All the problems will get resolved. Don't even worry about it. Prabhu mudrika meli mukhamai, jaladilangi gaya charajanai. Keeping God's name in his mouth, Hanumanji crossed the entire ocean. Can there be any obstacle bigger than this for us in our life? Prabhu mudrika, his ring, Shrirama's ring, he kept it in mouth. Ring means what? That ring has Rama written on it. That's what is called as mudrika. Hanumanji kept Bhagwan's name in his mouth and he crossed the entire ocean. Tulsidas says, Acharajanai, there is no wonder. If you keep Bhagwan's name in your mouth, you can cross any problem of the world. You can even cross the entire ocean of samsara. Right? Therefore, give up mada and alasya and chant Bhagwan's name. Don't ask when, how long. Again in the evening, morning is not sufficient. Don't ask all these questions. More the merrier. Adhikasya adhikam phalam. If you do more, you will get more result. Right? Chant God's name. That is what he says. Next, few verses are there where he says that there is no excuse you can give for not chanting God's name. That is what he is going to explain in the next one. We will see in next session. All right. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.